Here we go. Hey Israel, how's it going? Yep, Krampus not tomorrow. Looking forward to it. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is logging in all the characters for the daily logins. Field team.
Critical empowerment results.
Alright. Follow the map to find the first piece. Oh wait, what else do we have to do here? You know what, let's just do, before I do that, let's do, it's a Jack mission, right? Jack's back. And that way I'll have done all his missions. Jack's back. Jack O'Lantern has bad history with the old Henderson farm, and John Wolfe has seen him skulking around the pumpkin patch from time to time. He wants nothing to do with him, but won't stop the curious from finding out more.
The key to long life is, apparently, to sit like a tortoise, walk like a pigeon, sleep like a dog. I have trouble with the first two, but I can sleep through anything, even here. Word travels fast in this place, and the word is you've met Jack-o'-lantern. I've seen him down near the rides, mostly at night. He's drawn to this place like the bear to the honey jar. He's got history with the farm before it got turned into an amusement park. Bad history. But I keep out of his way, and he keeps out of mine. My battle's not with Jack. He's all yours, Kimosabe. You'll, want to watch out for the will-o'-wisps. They're a good signpost you're getting close. That, and the pumpkins. After meeting the melon-headed freak faced
how's it going?
vegetable, I lost my appetite.
Am I saying that right, by the way?
Pumpkin pie.
Is it Phalanx or Phalanx?
Keep seeing an eye in there.
How have you been?
Keep fighting the good fight.
Go into the pumpkin patch. Funny thing, I called a character of mine John Wolfe. I completely forgot this guy was in the game. Nice. By the way, the winter event starts tomorrow, if you weren't aware already. So try and log in your character or characters if you have more than one every day. Krampusnacht, the winter event, starts tomorrow. There will be an hourly boss in the portal to the left. You can jump to the main hub in Agartha. There will be daily login rewards every day. And there will also be Krampus running around the zones. They will drop items. And if you don't kill them outright, they'll run away and open a portal. Hey, Joe. And then you can follow them through the portal, and that'll be as a dungeon, like a special winter dungeon instance. There's a lot of cool stuff for the winter event. But especially the daily login rewards, like they usually is some really good stuff. Like imbuers you know, things that'll make your talisman, they'll take it from like 2 pip to 3 pip. You planning to play Thursday again? Yeah, I remember your schedule. I'm just letting you know, like not even on stream, if you're able to just log into the game, like just to get the reward, so you don't miss it, because they put the really good ones at the end. So like if you don't log in every day, you don't build up to the later rewards, if that makes sense. They usually put like the best ones at the end. Too many games getting updated this month. Hey man, wait. Well, if you have, where do you have like what? I forget now. Do you have like 2 characters, 3 characters, something like that? Four characters, yeah. I've got to log in like 13 or 14 characters every day. It's gonna take me like a fucking hour just to do my logins. You'll be fine. Also, have you been here, Alex, since I started this character? I started this run? Saw me make it? I just wasn't sure if you knew, like, if you were here from the beginning, then you know the idea. Which is that I don't have a primary weapon, I only have Ellie, and I only have it in the offhand slot. It's what I call a concept playthrough. Oh, you were talking about the podcast. Okay, that makes sense. That's right, I remember being there now. I have a horrible memory. Just FYI. It's probably one of the reasons I can replay the game so much. As do I. I'm surprised it's not born in Skullfish. Still have lumps of coal. Did you branch the whiskey bottle? Of course, yeah, so do I as well. I have a bunch left over. I'm pretty sure. At least on Jimmy, I do. He likes to challenge himself, no other reason. Yeah, I just like to have something to do different. Knowing games goes in, it's not surprising it was a challenge. Yeah, like, at some point it becomes, like, you know, just a way to keep yourself entertained. I still like playing the game, right? I wouldn't just, like, keep streaming it if I didn't like playing it, but I like to have, like, some sort of purpose. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's not that I don't play anything else, because I do. Like, I've been playing a bunch of Cyberpunk, actually. I'm still trying to decide So I streamed it once, right? I streamed it as a Wednesday. So I haven't advanced the story, but I have played a fuck ton of like just like ancillary like side quests or things. Like I think my character level in Cyberpunk is like, I don't know, like level 10 or something. It's maybe higher. I don't remember now exactly. I think I was like level 2 or something when I stopped playing it on stream. And those that's not the slight change to Cyberpunk at all. Really? That's crazy to me. Like I want to play more of the story. I'm seriously debating just not playing it on stream though. I was level 6 and the game glitched and dropped me a level 23 weapon. Couldn't use the charisma, but sold it for a lot more than on level gear. I don't know if it's a glitch necessarily. I think you can legitimately get drops of higher level than you can use. Although maybe not that high above you. I don't know. Same boat, just don't have any want or need for Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, I just find that weird. I mean, you know, I guess everyone's got their own thing or whatever. That's fine. Hey, Persona, how you doing? Mission take out a Cyber Psycho? Yeah, those things are pretty high level. So that could have very well been just the min reward for that or something. I don't know. Like I don't know, but okay. So I guess like I liked how do you say it? Who wants to tell me how you pronounce it? Deus Ex? Deus Ex? Whatever the hell it is. We got it. And I don't just mean Deus Ex. Like I mean, like not just the newer ones, but like I played the original, like the first one, way back in the day. Like it was so amazing back then, and then like you look at it now and like, oh, my character's head's like a fucking Minecraft head. Like, it's so weird how like 3D stuff when it first came out, like that was still better than the iterations before it. But then when you look back on it, it's just like, good God. That was considered like cutting edge at the time. But the gameplay still was though. I think regardless of the graphics, like the gameplay in Deus Ex was phenomenal. Like in all the different like builds you could make, the different cyber stuff you could do, different ways you could approach stuff, the different endings and choices. Like the game was really, really good. You have the same problems, Travis. I have a hard time looking at them. Even if the gameplay is good, I have a hard time going back to it. The times turn Jack the lad into a pitiful figure. The local horror story. The one children have long been taught to fear must now accept that he is not the only terror in town, and certainly not the greatest. There are no children now, and skipping through R.G. Henderson's farm is hardly the worst you can do at night. We do not mind playing Jack's old nightmare game. However, there is little room for pity in the world of chaos. The next time you play with Jack, consider his misery and make it the last. Okay. Secrets best buried. An arcane tome has been carelessly discarded on the open. A book of this nature Should be protected and kept from wandering eyes or hostile forces. Well, this game's don't have the time to really get deep into anymore. I mean, this has got to be like my, I don't even know, 20th playthrough or something. More. Is there another mission to kill Jack after the one on Blue Mountain? No, it's the one on Blue Mountain's the last one. He's an event boss at Halloween. But that's just because he's an event boss there. It's not really related to the... I don't think it's really related to the lore. It's just he makes a really good event boss for Halloween. Level 23. Okay. Where am I? Oh, I'm down here. Let's go there. But yeah, so I'm actually like, so many people are streaming Cyberpunk. Right, like, and I only would have one day a week that I would really be able to stream Cyberpunk. That, like, I'm kind of thinking I'm just gonna play it off stream mostly. Like, I purposely hadn't progressed the story from my last stream that I did on it in case I wanted to keep, like, showing the story playthrough. But, it's like I've thoroughly enjoyed just running around doing like the random. It's kind of like, you almost have to think of it like just Cyberpunk Grand Theft Auto. I think is a good way to think about it. I think the story is better, in my opinion, by a fair magnitude. But as far as like gameplay, I mean, it's visually amazing and there's lots of really cool shit. But I would say, like, gameplay wise, it's like GTA, right? Steal cars, you can run people over. There's like just a fucking multitude of random like side quests you can run into. Come here, you. Oh, you dick! You ran out of range. No. There we go. Use better tutorials for things like hacking and stuff like that? Yeah, maybe. 2077 isn't really a stream game? Stream game, in your opinion? Kaiju? I mean, I think there's plenty of streams that would say otherwise. But I just, for like my own personal thing, like, I'm so just like messing around and having fun, even just not progressing the story. Like, I've done some really dumb shit in Cyberpunk that I personally found entertaining that would be boring as fuck to watch someone stream. I am super easily entertained and have just shit tons of patience for dumb stuff. And while I do sometimes suggest subject the stream to that, like, I'll give you an example. You can hack people and set them on fire, right? In Cyberpunk. And if you do it like out of range, they don't know it's you, or like you do it remotely through a camera. You hack a camera, switch cameras, target them, hack them, set them on fire. Right? When they don't know you're there, you stay out of combat. So like, you just have to wait for the cooldown of the hack to come off, and you can do it again. But like at lower level especially, it takes like hacking the same person like 6 fucking times to kill them that way, maybe more. I fucking did an entire like warehouse full of people in Cyberpunk, just hacking them and slowly burning them to death. It took for fucking ever. I swear to God, I was just hacking and burning for like probably 30 or 40 minutes. Like, it would have been the most boring shit to watch on stream, literally ever. But I was having fun. It was entertaining me, right? So I think Cyberpunk might just be a game that I play mostly off stream.
Inventory updated.
Hey, Evan, how's it going? Lack of throttle control on mouse and keyboard. I hate driving Cyberpunk. I mean, you have gas and brake. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Listen, you. Not cool. Fucking ads are ridiculous. So, Eben, are you referring to in this game or in Cyberpunk? I'm just curious, because we're conversating. There's a piece in the park. Henry found something on the old barn by Winter that might point to the second piece. Follow up on it. Oh, ads! Oh, those... My brain immediately went like ads, like enemies in the game. Also, it's like you can set how fast you're going, like you can with a controller or something. I didn't even know you could do that. That's interesting. Yay, maybe we'll glance less. Plus 50 hit rating. Go rocking around, the cops will take you out. That's only if you run over people, Stravos. I've gone rocking around plenty. Kaiden is driving you insane right now? What part? Yeah, you get a... Like, the cops come after you in Cyberpunk if you run someone over. Like, you do a hit and run. Which also, by the way, I found that, like... If, on a motorcycle, I can hit someone, like, by accident pretty frequently, and I don't actually, like, kill them, and so the cops don't come after me. It's mostly in cars when I'm being, you know, not paying attention and accidentally run someone over. Hard to describe what I mean. I feel it's kind of an intimate experience, distorted when you have someone else watching. Oh! Kaiju, I do understand that, and that is another reason why I might just play it offline for the most part. That said, I think there can be reasons to stream it that another person would find enjoyable as well. But at that point, I think it's less about the story missions and more just about, like, more consequences. And it's something I think that will come more, you know, in the coming months when the game's been out, when more people know the story and different things that end. You'll get more. Like, I'm playing through this right now, right, in a weird fucking way just to do it. So, like, I know everything. A fair amount of people that watch my streams know everything. You're just watching to see it done a different way. I think that can work for Cyberpunk. Like, I had an idea, what with me spending a half hour torching things with just cyber hacking, of like, you know, if I made like a complete full-on cyber hack only playthrough, which would be really annoying and really hard to do, but it's genuinely interesting, just in the sense that it's different than the norm, and it's making things more difficult in weird ways. Like, you could do, like, I don't know, like a sneak kill only playthrough somehow, potentially, right? Like, you could. There's lots of ways you could play the game that would make it entertaining to see again. But I do feel like the first experience through is one of those ones where it's a little weird. We're thinking pure fists, no weapons. Yeah, it's kind of like the same thing happened with, like, I think Fallout 4. Like, Fallout 4, I never really wanted to see people play Fallout 4 for the story, but when I started seeing people do, like, you know, speed runs of Fallout 4, or like certain runs, like, you know, max hard difficulty and like just melee, or max this and just this, or Like now you're piquing my interest, and I think I mean obviously they were streaming it for a reason. It was generating views, right? Like, at least the people I'm talking about. Like I stream because I like to, and I play whatever the fuck I want. But I'm talking about channels that actually have like are basically institutions. Like they're not going to stream something that's not going to generate them revenue. Try a new quest like a new area every 5 steps is a knockdown drag out fight with ads. Evan, yeah, there's a fair amount of that in Kaiden if you're not careful. I mean, you can get around a lot of stuff, or just run to the next place with an NPC, and they'll de-leash, they'll de-aggro. But the scenario bit is supposed to be like training for Kaiden. It was much rougher in the first game, and it's also possible that your build is potentially problematic. Kaiden is like that. I would say is a zone where like your build will really hit like a test if your build's covering all the bases correctly. So if your build has been working so far, it's possible any chinks in its armor, so to speak, will show in Kaiden. And so you just might need to adjust that. That's what that scenario is for. When you go to Venice and you do the training scenario, where like you fight all the different filth monsters, right? And Flappy flying, dive bombing you, and all the spiders come out, and the different guys come out like in waves. That's supposed to train you for Kaiden. You own that without getting a scratch. The only other thing I could think of is if you're just backing into too many groups at once. I've seen people do that even in Kingsmith, but it's far easier to do in Kaiden if you like, I don't know, backpedal too much or something. You can easily end up aggroing like 20 things. What's your gimmick for this character? You'll see more conscientious. I see lots of streams doing straight story stuff. So, okay, so gimmick for this character is I am not using a primary weapon at all. You can see that slot is empty. I'm only using an offhand weapon, and it's elemental. So elemental, offhand only. This does a couple of things. One, only your primary weapon can have a basic attack, which means if I run out of energy, I can't attack at all. Because basic attacks don't require energy, but your secondary weapon does not have a basic attack. And then also your offhand weapon regenerates energy at half the rate. So basically, when I run out of energy in combat, I have to sit around and not attack with the basic and wait a long ass time for my energy to regen. It's not too difficult right now because I'm also 100%ing the game in this run as well. So I've 100%ed Kingsmith already. I'm working my way through Savage Coast. When you 100% a zone, you are over leveled when you get into the next one, right? So I don't anticipate, even though my energy is like really tight. And also Ellie has Living Flame, so that is like your offhand. It's like a tank for you, so that's helpful as well. I don't anticipate problems realistically, probably until Egypt somewhere. Maybe even the second part of Egypt. There could be a problem with the Beaumont fight, but I don't really think so. It might just take a little bit longer. But I think towards the end of Egypt I might start having issues. I love Kaiden's mistake at home. Just if they need a log with no new story stuff. Think you will do Tank Commander? I don't know, Zen. I legitimately don't know. It might be possible. Maybe. The thing that was really gonna suck there, I think the thing that would make that particularly problematic would be you can't over level it because it scales to your IP, right? So that's a problem. And not having energy when the ads show up is going to be a big problem for Tank Commander. I don't know if it's technically possible, but you know, could happen. Haven't felt the need to log no new story stuff. I mean, I kind of doubt we're getting new Christmas stuff, although there's newer Christmas stuff. What, the Fog and Mirrors mission was like 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. I don't know. That stuff's really cool though. I like the Fog and Mirrors additions to Christmas. And then there was a new Valentine's event last year. That had a new story in it as well. It's probably the last true story edition, I guess. We did get the penthouse dungeon back. Well, yeah. Jack the lad lost his head, left it where the lovers kiss. Serves him right. So that's over here. Even pay for it? Yeah, see, that's the problem though, is like Secret World was originally based on that people would pay for the story model, and that didn't actually work out. Jack is one of the Henderson's creation, right? I believe so, yes. The Revenant Within. On the author who specializes in the occult. That was a massive change in audio. It's crazy. Jack was a field hand who worked for Henderson, got a little too friendly with his daughter. Yeah, he fucked him up. Monetization is the main challenge for this game. Yeah, so originally, The Secret World was a subscription model. Originally. Right? And then that did not work out for them. And so they went buy to play. With like DLCs and such. And then what happened was the DLC content, which is the stories, right? So like issue 7 was the nursery stuff. Issue 8 was like Venice, I believe. Like 9 and 10 or 11 were Tokyo. But you had to buy the DLC to get those missions, right? And so the idea is like if you that was like when they had the comic book covers for the next content, right? And you could buy like collector's editions, and they gave you like extra little stuff. So what happened is the issues themselves were actually running in the red. The thing that was keeping TSW like profitable at all was the microtransactions in the store, like they used to call them like mystery boxes, and then you also have like the event bags, right? There would be a event would roll around and people would buy the party bags and stuff. So like the microtransactions for the mystery boxes and the party bags and cosmetics and shit was actually what was keeping TSW technically in the black. But as far as like what it cost them to produce an issue, a DLC of content, story content, they didn't sell, or I should say, not enough people bought the DLCs to pay for the DLC. So you figure from their point of view, they put in all the writing, the mission work, the art assets, everything. You got to pay those people, right, to do that content, and then the numbers on people buying that content don't equal what you paid. The only thing keeping you from losing money entirely was the microtransactions were enough to keep them like in the black technically. But it means when your money guys are looking at it, they're like, this is not profitable to do. Microtransactions are wasting money. We're losing money making story content. So it was either put the game like in maintenance mode, put Secret World maintenance mode, just like, hey, it's run its course, we'll maintain it, but we're not doing anything. Or second was attempt to relaunch it with a different monetization model reflecting how people were spending their money in the game. So free to play, microtransaction, and have the story just be free. Because the story draws people into the game, but and I never really understood how this works or why it works this way, but I knew other players that played for years. But when like a new issue of story content would come out, they'd be like, I don't need it. And I'm sitting here going like, are you fucking insane? The reason that you stuck with this game for the last 4 years is you got in here, you love the lore, you love the story. Why wouldn't you spend like $10 or whatever the fuck it was on the new issue? Like, I don't really care. I'm just gonna go do this because I don't have to pay money. I can play the game over here, rerun the old missions, and I don't really need that. So even though the story is what brings people in and everyone raved about it, for whatever reason, people are weird about purchasing new story. So hence the Legends relaunch, all the story being free to play, because they know it's the game's biggest like asset is the story. As far as like it draws people in, it makes the world that you stay in, but that's not what people spend the money on. Spend the money on random shinies once they're in the game. Another problem with the success of TSW was the advertising. Had a good campaign before it was launched, but nothing in the run-up to being launched and not much after launch. It's probably one of the best written MMOs in the market. I'd say it's one of the best written games, period. For my money. Yeah, I 100% agree by the Shavos. I don't think the advertising was good, but the advertising is a piece of the problem. But I believe they were right in relaunching it as Legends. Right or correct in launching it as free to play, because again, hey little pandas, I've never stopped playing SWL or Secret World in general. They didn't spend any money on the TV show stuff. I don't think they spent money on the alternate reality stuff. I'm not sure what you're referring to with that, but they didn't. Funcom didn't spend money on TV show stuff. But so the problem isn't just advertising though, because like I said, from interacting with other players in the game in TSW, like say when the Tokyo issues came out, right? When the Tokyo issues came out, which is like some of the best stuff in the game, right? Tokyo is fucking amazing. I know Eben, you're having a problem with some of the ads right now, but like story-wise, environment-wise, like Tokyo is fucking just great. So you would think Secret World players have been playing the game, for years up into like Tokyo comes out. You'd think all those players would hop on buying the issue, but they didn't. They were content to keep playing what they'd been playing, and I talked to a bunch of them. I knew some of them personally, and they just didn't have an interest in, for whatever reason, progressing past where they were at. They're like, I can just keep playing the game this way. That's not an advertising problem, right? That's a for whatever, and I don't understand this, but like every story issue, every content they put out was super well written. Like the bar was never dropped lower, right? Every piece of content they put out was good. But it's like people constantly have this weird hesitation where like, I don't want to pay for something. I don't want to pay for the story unless I know it's good, so I'm not going to buy it. It was like a chicken and the egg problem. It's really fucking weird. The Aegis system was a dumpster fire full of used diapers. I mean, that's true in the beginning. I do believe it did eventually get sorted out, but the damage was probably done. But that doesn't really affect, like, even say the initial sales of the issues, right, Stravos? You've not experienced Aegis yet. You just want to get into Tokyo. Why aren't you buying it? I dropped it so many years ago, so you remember? T-Sub was the golden age of the game to me. It gives W a chance, but I couldn't keep up with it. Harry TSW players were damn when it came to that. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I have friends. Like, one of them has the content now because we pulled together and bought the person Grandmaster. So that we could raid more often back in TSW. So they got the content then, but I knew many players that had bought the game, had bought prior issues, and then every issue was like a toss of a coin whether someone that was a current player was going to buy it or not, which is so strange to me. There's unofficial Discord where they try to run Dungeon Raids. TSW still does have player. Joe, TSW has like 20 goddamn like Heaven's Gate cultists. I mean, I wouldn't even know if I call them players at this point. So much money on the game is literally one of the best games I've ever played, and it's currently still the game I've played the most in my life. Same. Little Pandas, I have 12.5k hours according to Steam, and that's not all my hours. For instance, Steam's not recording this playtime. Yeah, I have a lifetime sub as well. This video just went too far with the microtransactions to turn a lot of people off. I don't think so. SWL is probably the best free-to-play experience I've ever seen. I'm still a freak on this game. I've done many freakish things since TSW. There's no account unlock, just character. Yeah, that don't think like that is a very specific thing that only really applies to people that like to run like their own party or something, like, or somehow give all their people the same thing. I don't know what that is about. I don't have any problems with not having account unlocks. I don't see that as a big deal. But as far as like monetization and like how much in the game you can get without putting money in, the single richest person in game I know is actually a free-to-play player. So I feel like it's one of the least restrictive free-to-play games I've ever seen. Keep trying to get my friends to come and play it, but no one has tried it so far. That's unfortunate. Personal thing, but I would spend more money on account unlocks than character. I mean, you're not the only person I've heard say that, but I think that is a very small. I think that's a very small thing. I don't think most people would say I'm not going to spend money on a game unless I can spend money on 5 characters or something. Like, I don't think that's a large percentage. Yeah, Little Panda, the game is still alive. In fact, everyone that streams the game, like, initially thinks they're the only person that streams the game. I follow, like, pretty much everyone I find that streams Secret World. It's a lot more than you would think. It's just people tend to do it once a week, you know, once every other week, or just like, everyone I've seen is at random different times. I just don't sleep much, so, like, I catch pretty much everyone at some point. Prototype by account. I think this is my personally, but I understand why they don't do it. Yeah, same. A lot of people go by the Steam concurrent player numbers for Secret World, which is just ridiculous in my opinion. For one, it doesn't count the Funcom clients. A lot of people... I like Steam. A lot of people don't like Steam. A lot of people on the Funcom Secret World Discord are very vocal about not liking Steam. So there's a lot of people that just... whose player users not being counted in the Steam concurrent players, for one. For two, I think concurrent players is a fucking horrible way to track a game like Secret World. Because it's not played the same. From prior conversations with devs and like interviews with them, like the most common type of player is either a solo player or a couple, whether that be like a couple friends or like a person or significant other. Like that's the most common type of player, and the most common play time is a few hours, like a week or something. So concurrent players doesn't reflect the number of people playing the game appropriately. It might affect the number of people on this second that also are playing it through Steam and not Funcom, but it doesn't really give you a picture of the player base of the game. It's why you see a much large amount of people in the events, because there's certain times where things happen, so more of those people come online at the same time, right? But even then, it's never been how the game is consumed, I guess. It was something like 85%, I think, of the player base never sets foot in a dungeon. Intentionally so. Like 85% of the player base never sets foot in a dungeon. Think about that. Think about how many people you know that have done a dungeon, like even one ever. Think about how many people you see playing the game, and think that of all the people I know that raid or whatever, and this, mind you, is like both for Legends and I think even true of TSW, it was like 80 or 85% of the game doesn't set foot in a fucking dungeon. And I don't like, and to be clear, because I'm seeing the things about activity finder things, this is because people playing this game oftentimes play it by themselves or with a friend with no interest in doing dungeons, no interest in doing raids. They just want to play the story, right? They just want to experience Secret World, which is okay. That's fine. What they make money on from those people is the microtransactions, is those people will buy patron to make things easier, or they just, that person's playing and wants a shiny unicorn. So the unfortunately, the dungeon people, like, and raiders like myself as well, we tend to think that we're the target, that we're the player base. We're not. We are the 15%. I mean, I agree, Dungeon's good content. I agree, DA's good content. I like all of it. I like replaying the story. I'm just trying to be realistic that, like, they have to sort of, they need to try and keep players in the game, yeah, but they need to also just be cognizant of what the reality of their game is and the reality of the type of player that consumes the game. And the reality is, it's not mostly dungeon and raid people. It never has been. Never. There's something else. Oh, Evan, yeah, I saw that you had COVID. I hope you're doing better. I want to respond to that. This still doesn't give a lot of reason to start alts. I mean, it does as far as like if you want the faction playthroughs. I guess it doesn't give a lot of reason past that, other than to grind marks or fragments to send your main character. There's something else I wanted to respond to from earlier up. Oh, Stravos, they dumbed down the build too much. That's what I respond to. I always 100% disagree with that. I get if you look at it in depth perspective. I entered a dungeon. T7 started doing dungeon 1 year ago. It caused me to develop bad habits. People did it more back in T7. Did dungeon gear mattered? No, that's what I'm saying. Okay, to be clear, Stravos, I'm talking about both TSW and SWL. Just to be clear, I was talking about an interview with Tilty, like kind of after, right before he left SWL, and he was talking about both Secret World and Legends, like as like a whole. People think people did dungeons a shit ton in TSW, and they did, but you were this much of the pie. I don't think dungeons were done more. I don't think that's true. Also, if you recall, TSW didn't have an activity finder at all for most of its existence. Looking for a group was how it worked. And looking for a group is how it mostly works in SWL now as well. The activity finder most people don't bother to use. They just use looking for group and sanctuary or noob mares. It's not just stubbornness. It lets you evaluate, like see who you're bringing. It takes a little bit of the randomness out of it. I remember some people railing. It was funny. I was watching some stuff about like WoW and WoW Classic, and one of the things they were railing against was like back in the day. They hated that the WoW got an activity finder. They liked the looking, like yelling out for a group aspect of it, and completely hated when it got an activity finder. Hey, Manga. But to the build thing, Stravos. Builds are not dumbed down, I don't think, at all. The thing is, builds are more complex in Legends in a different way. So, in Legends, it's not just your passives and actives, which, by the way, I've always maintained having less slots actually makes it more versatile. Like, it forces you to be inventive and creative because you have to pick a decision. You have to make sacrifices to go a certain way. So the actives and passives being lower, I think actually force creativity for one, but for two, Legends has two more layers. You have the weapon mechanics themselves, right? And how those weapon mechanics interact with your actives and passives. That's a layer of your build complexity. But you also have your gear effects that can have an additional layer of complexity to your build. Because, you know, you might be running with a thermal capacitor, or you might be running with a weapon that says, it's a fist weapon, and when you do this, it does that. Or shotgun one. I mean, I want to pull a bunch of different ones up right now, but the point is, there's a myriad of weapons and talismans that can affect your play style and affect your mechanic directly, and both of those things can affect the actives and passives that you would choose and affect how those work. The idea that Legends builds are dumber than the original game is, to me, just a complete misunderstanding of the Legend system. It's actually, if anything, a little bit more complicated, just in a different way. It's not all in your actives and passives. You don't like the weapon mechanics? I mean, I guess, people can like or dislike different things. I prefer it. I think I like the flexibility of it. I like that you can have both abilities and gear that interact in interesting ways with your weapon mechanic. I think it allows for a lot more build diversity. Drop my biggest gripe. Hold on. I'm gonna go back up to Evelyn. I used to play dungeons with you on TSW. When they split the pop, I got pissed because my PvP AR Blades guy was sitting PvP zones with no one to fight almost overnight. What did you mean when they split the pop with SWL? You mean people that left TSW for SWL? Personal opinion, and it's worth what you paid for it. I hate that I have this little between SWL and TSW. I'm looking for hints on quests. Yeah, okay. Most of the quests haven't changed. There's a couple that have changed a little bit, and it can be annoying when you hit the wrong one. The majority of them have not. The vast majority are not any different. But there are a couple. There's some of the story stuff that's changed, and there are a couple here and there that have changed. But I assure you, the majority of them have not changed. I still use the TSW Legacy all the time. Yeah, there are some Stravos. It's not a ton. I would not say it's the majority of them at all, but TSWB has current mission guides, but Joe doesn't have all of them. And I always say if you don't see a current one for the mission, go look in the Legacy site, because it's probably the same. But that said, there are sometimes differences. I'm going to say this. I personally wish they had just turned off TSW. Now, I love TSW, like the original game. I did. I fucking sunk a ton of time into it. But I feel like it did Legends a disservice. And it's a disservice to their player base in general. Because, like, SWL took TSW's place on Steam. It's not a new game, it's a relaunch of the game. The story content's the same, a bunch of shit got changed. Yeah, they had to restart your character. I don't really care, it's not that big of a deal. Because everything's different as far as the character gear and abilities and all that goes. I think there's a legal question whether or not they could do that due to item purchases. I don't think so. I think they did it, like, to be nice. I think anyone that spouts, like, the whole they had to because of legal is out their goddamn mind. Like, they didn't even have to continue the Grandmaster. They legitimately, legally speaking, could have been like, nope, that was the Secret World. That game is over, ended now. We're launching Secret World Legends. You're no longer entitled to lifetime membership. They could have very easily done that. Many other big companies with an opportunity to do that most likely would have. Granted, you would have, like, public outcry about it or whatever, so people would get pissy. But I'm saying they very easily could have, and they didn't. They honored the lifetime transfer into SWL. I think they should have shut off TSW. Maybe they could have given it to the end of the year, but I personally believe they should have turned it off. And that would have either forced people to shit or get off the pot. Either you move to Legends, or that game doesn't exist anymore. Don't think they have the player base to be able to piss that many of them off that much. A non-paying player base doesn't really matter, Stravos, in my opinion. They're not paying you anything anyways. Have kids, man? It was a big deal for me, especially given I had a good PvP build with a ton of hours into it since launch. What does I have kids have to do with it? I don't understand that part. Back to bed, thanks for you talk. See you, Panda. People waxing nostalgic about Teaser all the time. Billy Will and more elegant weapon for civilized age and Fusang. Look, the ability Will was crap. I mean, that's just rose-colored glasses bullshit. The devs knew the ability Will was crap. Like, I'm sorry. That's just like factual. Ability wheel was interesting initially, but once you understand how it works and the amount of sheer redundancy in it, it's bloated. And that's not just like my personal take on it. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed building builds. I enjoyed discovering how to make builds of the ability wheel. That part was fun, but I'm able to separate the two in my head. That the fact of that eureka moment and figuring out how to use the ability wheel was interesting and cool, yeah. That doesn't mean the ability wheel didn't have problems. It was a bloated fucking pig of a thing. And talking with developers that worked on it directly, like, yeah, it was a pain in the ass. They designed this cool thing and then sort of like fucking designed themselves into a corner. Yeah, people made horrible builds of the ability wheel all the time. The ability wheel is what lets you make, like, just people just nerf themselves into the ground and then quit the game because they couldn't play. Like, of all the people that are like, oh, ability wheel is so great, blah, 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 great. You survived the game. Do you know how many people they lost? Do you know why TSW had like 3 different makeovers of the intro to the game, of like the first zones, like the smoothing out player experience? That was like revised like 3 fucking times because their player retention was fucking god awful. People would get into it, they would think it was neat and cool, and then they would just start sucking so bad because the game let you do whatever you want. And that was so neat and like cool and conceptual, except the part where like you can just make yourself the worst build possible and never be able to kill anything and get your ass handed to you nonstop. And then you rage quit the game. Like, they lost so many new players. And none of those players left thinking like, oh, that was my fault. None of them left thinking like they needed to look up something or somehow get better. They're like, this game's combat sucks. Yeah, like look, I had that eureka moment with the ability wheel where like all of a sudden it like made sense. It's like when I used to make Magic the Gathering decks, right? And like at some point you're playing Magic the Gathering and you kind of know what you're doing and you're making a deck and whatever, and then you hit like a certain level where like it's like your brain unlocks and you're like, I know how this shit works now. And that's a cool moment. That's a endorphin releasing eureka moment. It doesn't mean the system is perfect. It doesn't mean the system doesn't have problems. It just means that you finally like light bulbed and understood how the system worked. And yeah, that's cool. It doesn't mean it's a good system. Going into a dungeon when you're in a group is a pistol AR build, but the rest of the group was full blood because to start with it was OP as all hell. Yeah, I know. Like I remember being Pistol Ellie, which is funny because I ended up playing that a shit ton of Legends. It was actually really, really good. But I remember being Pistol Ellie in the original game and getting fucking like yelled at by my Cabal members because that's mixed range, and you couldn't do that for the raid if you guys remember. Like back in the day, before like the Nightmare raids and they changed shit around. Like, you had to have matching distance weapons to stand in the buff circles, right? Otherwise, the other weapon didn't get buffed. And I got I just got like my head chewed off for not having matching range weapons. I also got just fucking reamed up and down for not having a dabs build. Like, I joined this Cabal. I had played solo the whole game. I had ground myself out a full set of purple gear from PvP. Like, I had pretty much never done dungeons. I got recruited into this Cabal. I joined, like, a Polaris run, and the guy's like, do you go dabs? And I was like, what's dabs? I had to, like, Google dabs, D-A-B-S. And I was like, oh, I don't have that. And I just got fucking chewed out for not having a dabs build. Which, I mean, funnily enough, I got to know that guy later, and I've still talked to him a shit ton, and I played Among Us with a bunch of those old Kabbalis like a month or two ago. But goddamn, people were assholes if you just didn't know shit, like, off the bat for whatever reason. Dav's build was Deadly Aim Breaching Shot. It provided the buffs. It was pistol shotgun. And you would bring Deadly Aim and you'd bring Breaching Shot. Deadly Aim from pistol and Breaching Shot from shotgun. Do you think they add polymorphic stuff exchange for weapons? I don't think so. It's not impossible, but I don't think so. I feel like that's something that players want. I feel like that's something players want, but it's not something that's actually good for the devs. Like, even if you can just buy an exchanger, even if you can just buy an exchanger from, like, say, for real money only or something, that you need incentive for people to keep playing the game. But I think if you say, like, oh, you can just change the suffix, you devalue the weapons, right? You devalue your market. You devalue opening caches for what weapons with the suffix you need. You devalue continuous playing endgame to level that new weapon you got. I just don't think they're gonna do something like that. Like, sometimes there's two ways to look at things. Or it's probably more than two, but there's at least two ways to look at things. And one is, like, what a player would like to make life easier or better for them. And the other side is, okay, behind the scenes or from the company perspective side, what does that do? And what does it affect by letting you do that? I think giving a suffix exchanger to a weapon is gonna, like, do horrible things to the game. I know a lot of people like Ox weapons. I like the fact that we have two of them in the game, one of them more than the other. And I like the fact that it takes up, like, it's its own weapon when you get to have it. I think that's really, I actually prefer that. I 100% legitimately prefer that. I would like to see more Ox weapons back in the game in situational areas where you actually get to use it as a full ability bar, personally. Say someone wants to get back in this game, would you recommend a fresh start? Do you think they continue from where they left off? Hearthstone, were you playing Legends before, or are you playing The Secret World? If you were playing The Secret World, then you have to start fresh. If you're playing Legends before, I mean, it's really up to you. You could choose to start, like, a new faction character or something. A fresh start doesn't hurt. This has got to be, like, it's okay. I've deleted how many characters now? Like 3? This has got to be, like, my 16th or 17th playthrough or something. Chainsaw on Blue Mountain. And if you guys don't know, I don't want to, like, be too spoilery, but the rocket launcher is in the game in 2 different missions as a weapon you pick up and replaces your current weapons and has its own full ability bar. You get, like, the big red button nuke, you get the drunken missile that puts fire on the ground, you get the, you know, you get the rocket jump, you get the whole ability bar. So, I don't want to spoil things, but 2 different missions in the game. And one of them, you get to rerun a bunch, and you want to run a bunch. The loot chest on it is awesome. I run it, like, every day. You don't get to keep it, no. It's in those 2 missions. But you get to run around and have a lot of fun with it. I much prefer it as that, like, I don't know, man, like, all anyone ever used rocket launcher for was rocket jump, realistically. You slotted it for rocket jump for like scenarios, or the raid. Like, there's like you know, you would slot flamethrower with the one ability for like clearing up ads or something. Like no one used half the fucking abilities. You use like one thing 90% of the time. It's really cool. Hey, two-tone waffle. Thanks for the raid. But I much prefer it as a full bar. I've been sitting here talking for a long time. I'm gonna actually like continue on the quest a little bit. Discovery of these relic pieces explains what drew the interest of the Venetians towards the park. Seems they were also led on by Beaumont's machinations. Continue to track him down and be mindful of the depths in which we are being led. This man is a force to be reckoned with. Hey, we got this piece. Wait, that means... Hold on, let's see. Can I... What is that? Occult. Faded? I want faded. Ooh. I will admit the main thing that brought me to some of the story and the main reason you came back to the story is just so damn good. It really is. It really is. I could get a radiant 1 million likes for fairly cheap. Yeah, why not? Get the ambition? What? No. No, 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 no. I would get Razor Fossil. I mean, I could get like a 2-pip Razor Fossil and probably 3-pip it later. I would either get the Razor Fossil or I'd get the 1,000,000 likes. I'm not getting ambition. That's worse than Razor Fossil. Razor Fossil is best in slot. Damage increased by 8% for 3 seconds. Can stack up to 5 times. Razor Fossil's been best in slot for, like, since the raid? Granted, the raid wasn't in the game at launch, so I can't say since launch. But I believe it started dropping from the New York raid. So when the raid got added to Legends, Razor Fossil became best in slot. It was you know, year 1. Wait, why am I sorting it the other way? There we go. I get one for 300. That's nothing. Oh, but I can't grab it because I have to go to Agartha to get it. Fuck. Haven't played in ages. That explains like. Wait, you haven't played since the raid was added though? That's a long time. Like a really long time. Geronimo. Yeah, there's like, for instance, this headpiece is best in slot now. The one that summons fate. Oh, you haven't learned. Haven't learned in a long time. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Teach me a wise one. Also, playing over the shoulder camera left is weird for me. Ooh, I see. I saw a skull over there. Let's go get that guy. Boom, sucker. I don't know about that, but I know a fair bit. I know a fair bit. I better by now. Otherwise, it's been a waste of a lot of hours. played this long and don't know anything. Man, I wanted to jump. Oh, hold on. I just want to jump up. There we go. Clyde and Bonnie. Woot. Alright, what was I doing? Okay, I'm gonna go here. What's the best wrist, neck, bracelet, luck, waist? Well, okay, so the waist is gonna depend on your weapon and your build. Let's see if I can remember. So this is gonna be Fate's Chosen. This is gonna be the Ring of the Hollow Tree, and this is gonna be the I think it's called a Keepsake. Anima infused Keepsake. And then you want the Luminous. You want the Ring of the Hollow Tree for here, right? And this is the Ashes of Fate's Chosen. Those three are best in slot, like, period. Neck is Egon Pendant. The Occult is Razor Fossil. And then the wrist, I'm trying to remember what the wrist one is. Hold on. I don't remember off the top of my head what the wrist one is. Iron Sulfur Bracelet. For the wrist. I don't think anything's come out for the wrist that's better. At least not for DPS. Like, we have actual tank gear now and healer gear, so that shit's gonna be different. But for DPS, what I said should be accurate. Dear Reader, a written request for an interview with Sam Krieg, signed Daniel Bach. Krieg is unlikely to meet the request, but your associates might appreciate a sneak peek into the author's next project. Yeah, you can put a link to an image here then. Best waist for AR. It's either gonna be the AR belt or the Generalist belt, I believe. Hold on, I'm on a timed thingy. Give me a sec, I'll look at it, Zen. Wait, what am I following? Do I lose track of the... Oh, there they are. Yay! Alright, let me look at your picture here. One sec. The DPS one looks right to me. I think there's a different tank one, I think, though. For the luck. What is it called? Laundry tokens. You can also use laundry tokens for tank. But that's not to say people don't use the other ones as well. I'm just saying it's an additional option tanks can use if they want. It might depend which tank weapon you're playing, things like that. Okay, so I want to go here. Pick up the other side mission, I think. Actually, no, hold on. Let's do main missions. Just wasted a bunch of shards porting her all over the place. Yeah, no, questions are always encouraged. You might get my grubby little hands on a Hellfire launcher. Winter cache. There's one on the market right now for 18K. Hellfire Assault Launcher of Energy Mark II. That's actually pretty good. And it's not terribly expensive. You're 300 off being able to buy it? That's awful. Wait, are you in game right now? Put something up for like 500 marks and I'll buy it from you. Or maybe even 1,000, because I know there's like commission parts. So maybe put something up for 1,000 marks. And tell me what it is and I'll buy it from you. It could be anything. So you're not online right now? Alright, well I'm just saying. I would've helped you out. But yeah, I believe they come from the winter cache. I can double check that actually. Just to make sure. Yep, winter cache. The winter cache. Same thing with the thermal capacitor and a bunch of the other ones. Soviet Tech Sword, Manticore Wrath Inducers. The winter cache was the cache where they the weapons basically either flipped or made the mechanic like not relevant, or something you didn't have to pay attention to. They were kind of like the easy mode weapons. A reasonable man. Sam Krieg snipes at zombies from atop the lighthouse. Helping him on the ground could lead to some interesting insights into zombie behavior. Yeah, I don't like keeping an eye on the names for a rifle. Yeah, me neither. That's why I have a maxed legendary Hellfire assault rifle on my main character.
"99 filthy undead on the wall. 99 filthy undead. If one of them filthy undead were to fall." 99 filthy undead on a wall. The movies lied. They can take one to the head and keep on ticking. The dead keep rising, the buzz fades. Every day it's the same thing. Drink, shoot, ride, shoot, drink. Like a hamster on a wheel. Around and around we go. Do you ever do that? Keep going when it serves absolutely no purpose? When it's already clear you're not making any kind of difference? A reasonable man might say, this isn't working. I gotta change things up. He would do things differently. Look for a way to break the cycle. Find a way to give those things closure. Instead of being stuck in this endless grind. But I write for a living. I make millions repeating myself. What's your excuse?
Clearly seems to have more bolts than Andy. Next to you, I have a talisman give you to me. Oh, hey, Manga. I'm out of the cinematic now. Nice Christmas outfit. Oh, thanks. Muchos gracias. Hell shot doing headshots without scope. Hold on. I mean, headshots without a scope. I mean, it is a Winchester rifle. Like, that part's fine. The distance and elevation is kind of impressive, but you figure he's got nothing but time and target practice, right? Whee! One day they'll turn gravity on for April Fools and really get us. That'd be amazing. Just log in April 1st, jump off something, and die. Oh, man. That would be the best Secret World April Fools ever. Fall damage on! Didn't quite thread the needle. Let's try. Oh, but I got...
Quick access inventory updated.
Okay. Bring Octane or facility. Yeah, no, it would, like, it wouldn't be something that would be on permanently, but it would be a fucking amazing April Fool's joke. There you go. I want to get the Svel Queen, but that means I'm going to have to port. Because she's way the fuck down there. It's just super fun to do.
results.
What are you giving me now? Oh, chosen. Thanks. Thank you, thank you. I don't think I can run back. I think I have to just port back up. Once I'm on break from school, start a fresh run. That'd be super cool. I've actually been seeing people in my runs. I've been watching some of the other people stream. Super Hobbit, he's probably streaming right now too. I wouldn't be surprised. But I was watching him, I think last night after my stream ended, and he was running around Transylvania, and there was other people running around there. They were like, I think kind of at level, like, you know, not like overgeared people just running missions, run missions. I mean, like a couple of other people just running the story together, which is pretty cool. He couldn't shoot them because they were out of range. I don't even think I've seen that happen before. How do you get 4-star gear? Dark Agartha. Dark Agartha you can start doing once you're level 50. It will give you glyph fragments and talisman fragments. They're called elaborate fragments. It takes 300 fragments to get an imbuer, but the first time you beat Dark Agartha, you get a single imbuer, a talisman one, I believe, for free. So an elaborate imbuer will turn a 3-pip item into a 4-pip item. Oh, you're right. Sorry, Zen. You're right. It's a glyph. It's a glyph imbuer because the glyphs were first. The talismans got added later. You're right. Takes a lot of those. Yeah. So let's see what's on the so glyph fragments are looking around 1,800 a piece. Stack of 10 for 24k. Weapon fragments, by the way, mark for weapon fragments drop from the raid. Any level. So even the story mode New York raid will give you fragments, just not very many of them at a time. And it's obviously limited to once a week per character. And then you have talisman fragments, which are more expensive. And again, you need 300 fragments to make an imbuer. See if anyone's actually selling an imbuer. Ah, one person is selling a talisman imbuer for 675k. That's actually pretty cheap. I used to, because I have a lot of alts, and I would farm Dark Agartha on like at least 5 or 6 alts a day. So I could make an imbuer fairly quickly, like say like one a week, and I would sell them for like 1.2 million or something like that at the time. So they've actually come down in price a fair bit. Collect half-eaten corpses. $21.50 per frag. Yeah, sounds right. Two more. Relighters. Can I get this one? Doesn't seem like I can get it. Oh. Just see if I can get it to the wall. I saw it flicker yellow for a second. Come on. I had it. I had it. Come on. Yes! Also, I didn't have to walk around the side of the building. 100% worth it. Okay, use the corpses to lure zombies over the bluff. It worked! It worked! Oh, there's a champion guy over there. Aha! Alright, kill zombie guards. What? Why that one's running around? Noise. Seal the dark well. Who is Sam Krieg to question the purpose and reason for the very wheel of life? Only a fool would willingly seek to break the circle. Consequently, Sam Krieg is a fool and not worth listening to. The undead have an equal part to play. It is for us to find out what that part is, not to attempt to remove them from the equation. Your detailed report is appreciated. The black pools appear to multiply. Sightings are becoming increasingly frequent. We are gathering as much information as we can on this phenomenon. Change is good, but too much change, too fast, is not. Multiple headpieces here.
Critical empowerment results.
Shooting tilt in a barrel. Barrels filled with a thick, oily substance like close to dark well. Contents seem to cause erratic effects on all life and unlife on the island, and they warrant investigation. We're going to go back to the top of the bluff now, which is fine. Didn't want to be down here anyways. That was lucky. So there's no one... Okay, so if no one's next to it, then I don't have to worry about making the kill by accident. So remember that shit happening. Put you guys over here. Then we can kill this. Fucking creating a giant Hulk guy. Oh, that was closer than I would have liked. Gathering this volatile substance in barrels and place them out along the path traveled by the innocent is a dangerous practice. It alters the intended chain of events. The destruction of the barrels is a step towards reinstating the natural order. You are true to the will of the dragon. Only those who understand the nature of chaos, of cause and effect, of construction through destruction, should be allowed to blow on the dice when they are in motion. And we should try to find out who is walking on our grass. Level 24? Okay. Where are we? Little zombie. The man in the ebony tower. Occasionally rifle shots can be heard from a nearby lighthouse. Whoever is holed up there is using zombies to target practice. Perhaps they'll clear the way before they scavenge for supplies. Scavenge some supplies. Message in a bottle. Let's get this one as well. Spiral of the Dead. A bottle here has a message in it. According to the message, there are survivors holed up in houses on the south of the island, near Solomon's End. Clearly the bottle is here, though, so it must have intentionally put it here. But why? Alright, so we're going to do this because whenever I'm trying to 100% the zone, somehow this side always gets missed. I end up having to run out here, like, way at the end. Yeah, like discovering World's End, getting this well, all this shit, like, I normally, like, just never make it over here. And we have the champion. Got killed by fate. Noise. For energy. Yay! This is one of those, like, placeholder texts. Okay, so let's go, I guess, here. Where we'll deliver the side mission and we'll grab another main mission. Oh, Joe, sorry, I didn't see that. So do you have stuff for me? Do you want me to wait by this well or something? Hopefully I didn't pour it away from you. Sorry, I tabbed to look at something and I didn't hit yes. Alright, like the thing I was looking at was like literally right above the pop-up. I'm not with it right now. My bad, my bad. Ooh. Thanks. I don't think I can use, oh, I guess I could start working on this. Let's say I can't use this, but I can, actually. I just need to start leveling it. Because I still have not done anything that auto makes the next... You know, like the first talisman you make, max green gives you like the second level 20 to make a blue. And same with the weapon. I haven't done either of those yet. So I could do that with this. I could level it max green and it'll immediately pop to blue. Thank you, sir. Hippity hoppity, I hope I don't hop off the bridge by accident. I think I've actually done that before. Like hopping along the bridge and then just accidentally hopped over. I like how the living flame actually does come up with you. Although he might glitch out after that. I don't know. Yay, the first set of dailies are done, right? Oh no, fuck. That's just the side missions? Still have a main mission to get through.
Critical empowerment results.
Alright, Mr. Krieg. Life imitating art. Horror author Sam King's worldview and his opinion of the sacred world is as bleak as his best-selling novels. Is the man's unkind muse reacting to the events of Solomon Island, or was it predicting them all along?
You know, you're just like one of my characters. You love evil. You don't run from it. You don't try to avoid it. You welcome it. You crave it. You invite the pain and you cherish the suffering. You dive right into the filth and you make no attempt to wash it off. And when you finally climb back out, it doesn't matter how bad it smells, how the stench and the taint cling to you. You just can't wait to dive back in. Like a dope fiend hankering for a fix, you don't want it to ever end. You need it. Your entire identity, your raison d'etre, is at stake. Think about it. Who would you be? What would you be without this? Without your precious war on evil, without your secret world, your sacred brotherhoods, your ranks and titles and rituals. You'd be just another rat stuck in the race with a dead-end job, living for a paycheck and the weekends. One long booze-soaked downhill slide towards the dark and cold grave. But you probably believe in what you do. Believe it's right, that it's good. You soak in it so others don't have to. You take one for the team. You bend over and spread your legs and let the darkness inside. And somehow you justify it all with utilitarian pragmatism. You're a bona fide American hero.
Superhero?
Get the hell out of here. Go find an abyss to jump into. Go soak yourself in filth. Maybe it'll be different this time. Maybe you'll save them all. Maybe you'll finally find some goddamn peace. Some closure. You're just like every single character I've ever written.
Fucked from page 1. The Lighthouse, Chapter 12. Jonah felt an acute and intense sense of dread slowly overcome him as he walked the savage coast beneath. In the monotonous shadows of the cold flickering light from the old lighthouse, he could see them come in from the sea. Slimy and ancient beings of the most terrible nightmares, waking from their cold graves in the deep and slowly walking to the shore. The time had finally come, and Jonah started to laugh hysterically to himself. Fear and wonder, he thought, fascination or plain insanity. Then he ran out to greet his inevitable destiny. Kill 10 draw near the lighthouse. Alright, can we make it all the way down? Geronimo! Whoa! That should have been a superhero landing. God damn it. Find the rusty shipwreck. Do you like that you can see the filth zombies and the Drog fighting? I always like the enemies, like interactions with their different ecosystems and stuff, different species. Oh, I ran past it. Undead, Chapter 3. Allison just ran, refusing to look back. It was like one of those dreams she used to have as a child where she was being chased. She would run and run, but the harder she ran, the slower she was going, until the beasts would catch up. She would wake up screaming in a cold sweat. She could hear them now, catching up with her as she approached the cliffs. She stopped, taking her breath, and finally turned around. There they were, and this was no dream. The dead had risen from their graves, and now they were out for blood. Allison was all alone. It was do or die. If she could only reach the old junkyard, she might be able to find a car and get out of there. Kill zombies along the bluff. So we gotta make our way up to the bluff. Yeah, I killed that guy faster the first time around. One more guy. Oh wait, no I don't, never mind. It says find a junkyard nearby. I thought I still needed to kill hers. My bad, my bad. This is that barn I didn't run into. I think I should do run into it on this side mission, if I'm not mistaken. Uh-oh. Resident Horror, Chapter 6. George glanced over at Eliza and contemplated his misfortune. Would the world ever give him a break? He shook his head and felt like crying. Just like him to run out of gas in the middle of nowhere. Just like her to not be amused. He stepped out of the car and looked around, hoping to find a miracle. It was getting dark, and cold wind was sweeping through the damp forest. A loud click. Were they not alone? Other cars around them, rusty and broken down. A graveyard of cars. A loud click. An engine coughing to a start. A light from the old barn. He spun around as Eliza screamed. The barn, he thought. They had to make it to the barn. Explore the old abandoned barn. Like how it's all different books in different chapters, but they all lead like to the next place. Marked, Chapter 9. In the shadow of the sparkling flame inside the old barn, he started the ritual. The virgin blood, the ancient symbol. He slowly started reciting the sacred text, careful to keep his rhythm even and his voice firm. Towards the end, he let his voice rise to a crescendo, closed his eyes and tilted his head back, arms raised towards the realm of the old gods. Exhausted, he sank to his knees and looked up at his magnificent creations. It was his masterpiece, at last. Finally, he would keep his promise to his master. The old house on the bluff was marked. The trail of blood would never stop. Examine the ruin on the barn door. Survive the barn attacks. Hello, Scorpion, or Scorpion, Scarecrow. Oh, I said Scorpion. Sometimes when I think of Scarecrow, I think of Scarecrow and Mrs. King. That's how old I am. I remember watching that show on TV. Gotcha. Go to the abandoned lighthouse. Abandoned house near the lighthouse. God damn it. Chasing Bounty Hunter in SA, and he said he and you said gotcha within like 1 second of each other. Nice. That's called immersion. The hidden world. Draft. When all the dreams have been dreamed and all the whispers whispered, you're left with nothing but one thing. Everything is true. The living dead stalk the night, and the flames of hell burn bright. There is no dream, and the voices are not in your head. Only the chosen ones can deliver the world from this evil. Only the children of the bees have the power to clean up the filth and light the torch that would illuminate this hidden world. He writes books and they come to life. Corrupted secret ruler. Dick. Now the first wave of challenges is done. Read between the lines to see the pattern. The writer writes for himself, what he knows to be true. Each time he rewrites himself closer to that truth. He thinks himself master of events, though he is servant to them. For the sequence of events are preordained. The sequence of responses to them are not. Read between the lines and see decisions made and decisions not made repeating, infinite like fractals. We do not predict, we explore possibilities. It is not the dragon's purpose to control the world, but to free it from controlling influence. Ooh. Hey, the waste piece is maxed out. I wonder what waste piece I actually need. So there's generalist belt, will just give me more damage. Gremlin's movement speed. What's the cinch? Yeah, the cinch is not gonna work for me at all. It's gotta be the generic one, I guess. I'll work on that eventually. You know what? I want to just grab that side mission. It's pissing me off that it's on the map. Field of Nightmares. Zombies aren't the only killers about. This corpse has wounds that resemble those inflicted by a shotgun. Some marks on the body could even come from a chainsaw. Oh right, this is the Scarecrow one. Kill false scarecrows. Lantern. Moment to moment is mere survival. Your capacity to evaluate Selma Island and your capacity to evaluate yourself must come from the full equation. Continue along Selma's coast as you hold the sharp edge of a blade. Do not gape at your feet. Keep balance by focusing on the fixed points ahead. Remember to take notes, lest you be ignorant and your fall be fatal. Hinsmith Academy. Yeah, not too bad. There's some people running around here. The rec center cannot hold.
But don't worry, you're not interrupting a parent-teacher evening or now. I'm the witch doctor in residence. It's my lot to teach the kids responsibility over the balance of life and death, given and taken. So this has really pissed the curriculum up a wall.
It is a great, great setback for us all. Loss of life among the faculty always brings up inconvenient questions.
I appreciate the pep talk, HJ.
The last time Mr. Montauk gave me a pep talk, I had nightmares for the rest of the semester.
Anyway, you may already have run into some of the students' familiars out there. They look a fright, but, well, think back to your first shop class projects and how they turned out. Without the kids around to control them, they're running wild. Eventually they'll go pure bonkers, and things here will go even more pear-shaped. I wish there was a cleaner way to contain them, but...
I recommend delivery of a swift, decapitating blow with a spade. A fire axe has a distressing tendency to rebound from the vertebrae.
From experience, Aye?
A teacher is only as good as his tools.
Favorite area of all the right there. It is really good. I love Innsmouth Academy.
Yes?
Alright, let's sell some stuff off here. So that spade line is a reference to Reanimator. Oh, that's cool. Not sure I was aware of that one, actually. Yeah, I know the voice actor Jeffrey Combs. In that movie, he decapitates another character with a shovel. That's nice. Character coming. I wonder if I can get hit rating glyphs yet. I have blue pieces. Let me see. $13K for an intricate? Really? That seems excessive. There's not even hardly any like that's crap. It's crap, I tell you. I can get to this one pretty quick. Or I go for this one. That's gonna take me a lot more. I'll probably just go for this one. I'll get to that hit where you going quicker. Those screeches. Is there another legend around here somewhere? Maybe not. Oot. coffee? Are you having a small coffee, Manga? Is that what you're saying? Find ways to kill the flesh clump. Set off song, I forgot the screeches. Yeah, right, the screeches are pretty crazy. I was intentionally like not playing music on these streams with this character. I just have the volume up way higher than I normally play with it on. Just to feel like the vibes and stuff, because I like in my main, like I don't normally have the sound that high. First, it just pulled away from the ghost. Let's use the solo ability on the ghost. Alright, need to burn the flesh clump. Fucking nuked him. He didn't even summon like one guy. Poor bastard. Behold the evident truth. That which is created will turn upon the creators. Obedience is a passing season, a calm brief enough to reassure the senseless before it falls apart the way of all ordered things. In this case, you have still the descent to chaos. But remember what you have borne witness to. Remember that the tools used to build a thought structure become its undoing. It is not yet Innsmouth Academy's time. Too few young minds are present to be imprinted, to receive the lessons scrawled on a blank blackboard in an empty room. Talk to the survivors. Well, there must be a side mission upstairs or something. I think I can get this one now. So then to the next 10 SP, I'll get a hit rating. I think this is the one with the cinematic screws up, maybe?
Ah, you're trailing our mythical weapon of mass destruction then? Oh aye, educated guess.
They're not too late, right?
I pure hope not. I have a reputation to uphold as the only thing that's Scottish and dangerous on the island. I should have called in the cavalry as soon as it turned up, but honestly, it caught me with my metaphysical knickers down. I had no idea what it was.
It's not like it's your fault, Miss Usher. No one's ever removed anything from the academy before and gotten through the wards. In one piece.
That open day could have gone better. Anyway, I suspect whoever possesses the weapon lacks the knowledge required to use it, and they'll be looking for answers. The Illuminati built this place with secret passages and tunnels out the wazoo. Supposedly, all their records, covering centuries of occult lore, are kept in an archive, but the archive is hidden.
Wait, the one below the school?
Below the school? Oh, I pure hate it when I repeat things.
I kind of heard about this full-on Illuminati vault. Like, the seniors might have tried to crack the lock a few times, or something. You can see through the floorboards in the old block. I heard.
Ah, that Illuminati archive.
Tell me you're pulling my leg.
No. Well, I couldn't discount a manifestation of unconscious telekinesis.
Well then, there you are. The secret Illuminati archives. Lost to the ages.
No, that cinematic played right. I don't know if it was that one or a different one. It messes up.
Welcome to Innsmouth Academy.
Alright, so we don't want to break an old school block just yet.
Yes?
We want to do missions. We could do Annabelle's Strange Boathouse in the Mist. Since the Academy defenses fell, several of the staff made for the boathouse. Annabelle Usher fears the worst, that Shadows, the Island's legacy, got hold of them before they could escape. Was it the boathouse one? We'll see, yeah. I think it breaks a lot. I don't know if it ever works, to be honest.
A fringe benefit of my talents is a heightened sensitivity to the natural world, particularly when the unnatural puts the boot in. When the trouble started, some of the staff made a break for the river. Trained magi who could take care of themselves. But something was waiting for them. Nothing natural. It's still out there. Carter and I have had the same dream, and it's a doozy. The harvest at Henderson's farm, swollen and churning with lava and disease. Like those dead, traumatizing time-lapse documentaries.
Ah, Archibald Henderson's murderous legacy. It is another weft in the fascinatingly grim weave of Solomon Island history.
There is a lot of seriously bad shite emitted from my copy of the school prospectus. A fringe benefit of my talents is a heightened
There we go. It's broken.
Initially. During his life. He was a magus, but at heart a simple farmer. Likely barely able to comprehend, let alone control, his messy undoing.
I come from an agricultural family.
Yeah, my parents grow sunflowers.
I sense this situation is socially awkward.
Ah, no, not more than usual, to be fair.
Montauk is pretty great. I will concur with that. But yeah, that cinematic's
Good luck.
been
out
busted
there.
for a little while. I don't know
You'll
what the
need
hell
it.
happened to it. But the subtitles get fucked up, the voice lines get fucked up. Like,
Please,
it's...
no running in the halls. They are quite slick.
I don't know what happened to that one. Alright, so the fastest way to do this is just port over here. Oh no! Game crashed. I hope I hit that tree and didn't run full on into that other guy. I'm gonna log back in dead. It's weird it crashes like when I'm running. Like it doesn't seem to, like it doesn't cast when I'm sorry. It doesn't crash when I'm casting things. It doesn't cast like fuck. It doesn't crash when I'm casting or when like on a loading screen. It's only when I'm just running. Like moving. I don't know why. Super weird. Oh wait, what the fuck? No. Hold on. How did it load the wrong client? God damn it, you piece of crap. Did it like repatch itself or something? Because God hates you. Wow. Wow. It loaded the Steam client. Like, I was clicking on Jimmy and I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the right fucking account. That's not the right character. I should have realized when I had the play button instead of the Funcom login part. I just wasn't thinking. Now we're on the right account. Yes, I ran into the tree. Prevented me from dying. Crowding my way through Kite side quests, I'm gonna tell my kids this was Cyberpunk 2077. That's funny. Kaiden is pretty amazing though. It's the Academy Staff ID card. Ferdinand Atwood. Physic. So sorry. So I thought it was PE, but it's psychic education. It's a different PE. Search for a missing boot. William Ellery, Chemistry and Alchemy. Albert Morgan, Applied Necromancy. Francis Ashley, Occult History. That one did not want to trigger for some reason. And Alan Dyer, Trepanation and Geology. It's a geology, right? Maybe it's something else now. I'm not sure.
Special assignment received. Initializing.
I thought I was doing my alt or my ultimate. Didn't work. Christine Armitage, librarian. But Japanese is an old term for lobotomy, I thought. Yeah, I was talking about the second thing that it said. Canadian Upham mathematics. It's a specific kind of lobotomy, I believe. Donald Lake, abnormal biology. Warren Peasley, parapsychology. Rita Gilman, animation. Murray Wilmarth, Latin. Gotta know your Latin. So I'm pretty sure that's a group boss and not a single boss. Let's see. 77,000? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a group boss. I don't think I need to kill it for 100%ing the zone. Charlene Malone, Ancient Languages. Gotcha. Need the IDs, the administration office in the academy.
Hello? Hello?
Evolution has teeth, and currently those teeth are the ridges of Solomon Island. The scholars who tried to escape, each as certified magus, fell prey to panic, and so they deserve to die. This is good news. Better a pile of dead cowardly magi than a band of powerful traitors. Initially that was our suspicion. Learn from their mistakes. Do not panic and try to flee the island. That is what the island wants. Stick to the roof of its mouth. Wait and it will spit you out. Level 25! Sorry, level 25. I can upgrade my... I can go do something with my gear? I don't know. It thinks I haven't done that already, I guess. Yeah, it's trying to teach me fusion. Like, I wouldn't have fusion already down by now. Weird.
글자는 이름을 만들죠. 이름은 의미가 없어요. 이름을 지은 이는 없어요.
Did anything else unlock at 25? I'm not remembering.
Hi there.
New Carter's mission. Carter Unleashed. Carter's frustrated by having to sit idle while the school's falling apart around her. She wants to get out of there and use her considerable abilities, but she's afraid of the consequences.
Hey, can I talk to you? Chosen one to, you know, chosen one about a big problem. Obviously not as big a problem as all the other big problems you guys are dealing with outside those walls. But still, help? Okay, so the practical alchemy class keeps racks of replacement familiars hung up in the basement. At least a dozen for every student. It's called practical alchemy for a reason. It's not as gross as it sounds. Okay, it pretty much is as gross as it sounds. Now they're waking up. A whole army of creepy dolls right under our feet. Miss Usher and Mr. Montauk want me on the bench for this game, and I know it's to keep their star player from getting injured mid-season. But it feels more like being in the penalty box. I want to step up to bat. I mean, I want to help out. I can use my powers. The really freaky ones. You know, they warded the school from the inside because of me. I'm tired of being scared of it, being made sick by it. Maybe that's how my powers want to be used. For me to just say the words and tear it all down. Look, if I set it off, I kinda need someone to make sure I can stop again. Like a chaperone. It's not quite the Halloween prom, but, well, that's where this all started. Worst prom night ever.
Who said I was chosen one? I just like to eat bugs and one day have people in my mouth. Use your power and kill me 10 times. Did you actually die to her? Hypothesis. Exploiting Carter's amplifying power to allow the industrial application of wards in Strickland School. Possible drawback. Uncontrolled amplification, intense thermonuclear devastation, hypothetical prevention of hypothetical drawback. Use exceedingly small dosages of anima. This might be extracted from a familiar skull. Extracting anima power would be a matter of microjoules. An auspicious number of dosages, say 7, combined using a wand manipulator infused into the portable war generator. Trialed with a class of 97. Class of 09. Why did I say 97? Note to self, do not mention the trialing of the class of 09. Best case scenario, charged war generator reaches resonation point with Carter's potential worst case scenario. 2 travel to consider. Revisit. When you first started, I've died to her once because I didn't know what I was doing. Oh. I mean, that's what the mission is making you. It walks you through making the shield for that specific event. You rushed in and didn't. But you can't rush in though. Like this whole first part is like literally just making the shield. I mean, you can rush into the familiars, yeah. Where did you come from? In the basement part you rushed in. Yeah. But I mean, you can rush in as long as you just use the generator when her shit's about to go on. Which she, like, telegraphs, like, really well. Yeah, I mean, I assume that you died because you didn't use a generator. I gathered that much. Oh, I have to go upstairs. Yeah. Woot.
Quick access inventory updated.
Yay! I got my charged ward generator. Meet Carter in the basement. We'll see if I can do this without dying. Normally, if I die at all, it's from like pulling way too many ads and like not being anywhere near Carter. So instead of like dying to her shit, I'm much more apt to die just to like 30 familiars deciding to eat my face.
Don't worry. I'm tougher than I look. I can't believe this seemed like a good idea. Okay, it's this way.
Okay. Where'd Carter go?
Just so you know, things are about.
Oh, she didn't even trigger it because it killed everything. Every time she says that, I just end up killing them. Wait, I missed where the legend was. Where's the legend at? Okay. Now this guy, she should actually do her like explodey trick on. Where the hell is she? Fuck. Yo. Did she glitch out or something? Come on. She's stuck. No. That's not cool. I was really counting on her to nuke the last guy for me. Well, this is gonna suck. Oh wait, did I just break? Did I break the mission? He's not even in, like activating. I don't think he'll activate without her. Son of a bitch. I broke it. Let's try this again. Oh, that's nice. At least she like just fixes it herself.
Just so you know, things are about to get kind of gross. She's not gonna do the thing again?
the shit out of her.
The whispering stopped. My nosebleed too. We better get back. Let's make this our secret. Deal?
I think she was trying to cast it, and they kept knocking her down because so many of them were hitting her. Carter features in many of our models. She is a pure harbinger of chaos, her gift raw but undeniable, and she was always going to play a part. It was not luck that put the two of you together, neither was it a coincidence. It was the natural consequence of all the preceding events. We knew this was going to happen, and it did. No need to update a working model. Alright, so that's... I think I bought away stuff to get from Agartha. Okay. I need 2 more main missions and a bunch of side missions. Trespassers will be zombified. A townie jacket near the old block and lacrosse field implies there might have been someone else on campus when the fog rolled in. Okay. Destroy the trespassing attacker, defender, and goalie. Blinder. And now for the goalie.
Critical empowerment results.
Noise. I need 3 more side missions. I only see 1 there though. I could go up here and get some. What's this way? Hexes and How to Avoid Them. A serious book titled Hexes and How to Avoid Them is discarded near the ends of the cabin roof. Its knowledge should be stored in a more secure location. Hexed Gloom Shroud. Jackalopes. Little jackalopes. Okay, so 2 side missions, 2 main missions.
Hello?
Faculty. The situation at the academy is dire. Past faculty members are rampaging the grounds as specters, and the headmaster recognizes that they might reactivate an old war golem. If that were to happen, it would be a most catastrophic situation. It's imperative to stop the specters before they get that far.
At least the war golem's still in formaldehyde.
Ah, it's funny you should mention that.
Funny, comical, or funny peculiar?
I don't really understand the phrase. I was auditioning it for future personable conversation.
Mixed success, then.
We have all seen the reanimated corpses of recently deceased staff. Felt pathos at those once great minds leaking from vacant orbits.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
I have also witnessed professors of an older vintage making their agonizing way through the halls. Historically, many faculty members were convinced to donate their mortal remains to the Academy ahead of their untimely deaths, for the betterment of knowledge. I believe their knowledge is now being perverted by some vandalous hand, one that plays them like fleshy puppets to access areas most forbidden. We possess an Illuminati war golem from the 1600s, purely for reference purposes. The school records of its last activation make for gruesome, albeit entertaining, reading. Such an activation would require a full faculty meeting.
So, this could get worse before it gets better?
Oh no. I shouldn't think it would get better.
Oh no. I should think it would get actually better.
Happy Halloween. Aye.
Obtain faculty records. That's what you get for entering the room, like looking the wrong direction. Go to the arcane geometry room. Hey, we can get hit rating. Woohoo. the offensive, no, sorry, defensive magic room. Parapsychology. Just gonna wait for the elite. I think it's gonna be worth waiting for. Cult history room. Well, that's weird. She doesn't actually attack. I think you gotta hit her first. Summoning lab. The moment we look at the last two dailies, they're just like, screw it, Kingsman. I mean, I don't have to do them on this ult. It's just nice to have them off available if I need it or something. Yeah, I know. I totally get you. I do that on even on Jimmy a bunch. He's stupid over leveled for Kingsman. Alright.
Visual tracking initiated. Visual tracking initiated.
Alright, so now we're tracking formaldehyde. All right, because that's where I went before. So I got the side quest going this way. Aha. You walk through the wreckage scattered by a disturbing force. You draw closer to it. Let your footfalls become an executioner's tread, for the change this being wreaks is self-centered, the mark of petty vengeance. Learn from it. Consider how those fettered scholars once released could not turn upon their own institution. Still bound by ritual, consider how the flesh engine built only for great violence could not comprehend its own escape. Perfect instrument of change is not compromised by looking within itself or beyond itself. Perfect instrument is a mind in constant motion. Okay, so one more main mission, 2 side missions.
Hello?
Science and the arts. Creatures of the occult, demons, and even some people were laid into the very foundations that keep Innsmouth Academy standing. All to provide anima for the wards that protect the school in Kingsmouth from everything that lurks outside and inside the walls. Now the walls themselves are leaking anima and creatures are breaking free, leaving the school vulnerable.
To teach the gifted is the highest form of our sciences and arts. Believe me, I have made exhaustive studies of them all. Necromancy is a dog and pony show. Demonology? Please, leave bargaining with the hell dimensions to the chancers and masochists. Callimetry is brutish puppet work and recollects my days of medical practice. They were curtailed. But my humanistic focus was not shared by the founders of this grand institution, this great experiment. It has been said that there is a skeleton in every closet here at Innsmouth. That is simply not true. They were laid into the very foundation walls. The basement might bleed if you chipped beneath the plaster.
That's a figure of speech, right?
I'm sorry, Carter.
Oh my god, have you ever heard of a white lie?
The architecture was exacting. A pattern, a focus, a tomb, a battery. Stockpiling anima from many sources, not entirely willing sources. It would be politic to close the breaches before they emerge.
The first time you get bricked in's probably the worst time, eh?
From my research, it seems each time begins a claustrophobic eternity anew.
You're like the world's revenge on sarcasm. Do you know that?
The world's revenge on sarcasm. Oh, that gets me like every time. Here's the blueprints. Hormones, ley lines, and fortune combination. History of accidental drownings. Containment grid. Rupture. Gigadeath. Ritually dedicated 967. Ordinary process. Original foundation. And cadavers. Go to the door. Alright, close the one leak. I left them way too close to it. I think they were auto-healing without even having to run to it. Maybe pull them further away next time. Yeah, it's way easier. go to the pond. There we go. Should be a full school block. Gotcha. Perfect. That stun, the living flame stun works really good on those guys. Weird, he got unstunned before he died. That was unfortunate. Main Academy building. Oh right, I remember this. It's on the outside of the back wall. I remember. Outer wall. That's what that legend was. Defeat the Academy Wraith. Where is the Academy Wraith? Oh, there he is. Yeah. Do not be put off by the occult practice of stuffing the living into walls. It is the most efficient way of powering anima and should be considered a form of veneration. We honor them and they protect us. Until they begin to leak out. Then it's time to stop honoring them. You've done well to hold up the foundations of Innsmouth Academy. The institution itself is meaningless. All institutions are. But the secrets it holds, the countless texts, are to be respected. If you must be concerned anywhere, make it a room full... Or, sorry, if you must be cornered anywhere, make it a room full of knowledge. Level 26. Alright, so we need 2 side missions. Let's go do the League of Monster Slayers one. Let's get wiped out off the board. Plus, I think there's some champions up there I didn't get because someone killed them when I was there. Actually, I don't think I auto aggro anymore. I'm 10 levels over these things. Ah. Yep, there's the Umbral Brood King somewhere. There you go. He'll aggro because he's a champion. There should also be another champion around here I think I didn't get. Weapons of minor destruction. The League of Monsters took special care to hide their secrets, especially the weapons they used to fight the monsters of the night. Maybe the location of their weapons cache is locked away in the safe. Open the safe. Alright, so this code was in... Why won't it let me change? This code was in... Does not let me click it. Doesn't show me the picture. Oh, there it is. It shows it in this one. 654312.
Quick access inventory updated.
League of Monster Slayers readiness plan by DD. Always remember where your sacred weapon handed down to you through the League is stashed. These weapons hold a power, just like they did for our founding fathers. BR the stake, wrapped in cloth and buried under the Dream Quest sandpit. Yes, firecrackers, kept in plastic at the old pond. JM, Devil's Own Cocktail, locked in a tin at the baseball pitch. DD Slingshot, hid this at our old fishing spot. Always be ready, be prepared. Always be ready, always be prepared. Right. So we go to the kindergarten. Saying go to the Sasquatch Pond. stop being poisoned, please? Fishing spots. Overload is really fun to use. All right. We need one more side mission, I believe. Through the looking glass, a telescope lets you scout the surrounding area. Given the danger to the savage coast, advanced warning can mean the difference between life and death. And who knows, you might spot something intriguing. Get a closer look at the object in the river. Decaying body. Fend off the collector's ambush. So you can like guide these guys into the mines. It's pretty funny. Oh. Yay. Boom. Let's go to Agartha. I want to get my stuff out of the auction house. Okay, so let's take this. Yeah. So this guy can feed all the belts to. Oh, wait, there's another one of these. I don't see that. Yeah, sure. Why not? All right. I wonder how we're doing actually on no, it's not regional, it's missions, Solomon Island. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 action sabotage missions left. One oh, this is the Sam Creek one, I think, right? I didn't do the Sam Creek one. Investigation and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 side missions. Wow, I don't have much left. I really don't have much left in Savage Coast. Next time I stream this character, I'll probably finish Savage Coast. I'd be really surprised if I didn't. Oh. Hi guys, I think that's where I'm gonna call it. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate everyone hanging out and the conversation. It was really fun. I had earlier. I like just chatting about the game or helping people with builds and stuff. I will see if there's anyone I can raid. Super Hobbit, of course. And thanks to 2-Ton Waffle for the raid tonight as well. Alright guys, I'm gonna head out. Have a good one. Peace.